Stupid is what stupid does. That's a saying in Forrest Gump. But of course, we am gonna talk about is the most dumbest thing what Microsoft, the maker of the Xbox, the creator of Windows, has finally killed the most awesome and coolest MP3 player of all time. Well, it's called the Zune. Well, have you noticed that first Zune MP3 player was actually rebranded Toshiba Gigabyte? You know, this is just in a case. This is how the first Zune. This is actually in other. And we have a Toshiba Gigabyte is just with the Toshiba Gigabyte software, but this is the Zune. The battery's dead. See that? And one time at the trip, and then I found out that I know somebody stepped on my Zoom thing, and then look, this how I want to do it. I pressed it or broken, but you know, I went to the store. I went to the store. Darn. I went to the store and any store, even Walmart, and they say, "Oh, they don't make the Zune anymore." You know, they have the Zune 30, the Zune 80, and they're made by some other company. Yeah, the Zune HD. I don't know who makes it. Maybe Toshiba, but you know, guess what? Microsoft did something stupid. They killed it. You know, they want to give up. They don't. They even never had a great marketing. You know, it is so stupid. Not everybody has an iPod. You know, MP3 players, MP3 player. There's the Sansa. Well, it's just like this is in the U.S. and Canada. There is actually outside the U.S. Sony has outsell the iPod. Thank goodness, you know, I might just buy a Sony MP3 player if this thing falls out dead. You know, I have a 2 gigabyte iPod, but you know, somebody found it and yeah, I found, yeah, 2 gigabytes. I have some songs, doesn't fit that much, but you know, that's what's it. What it is what Microsoft has did. If they want to just, I don't know, people of Microsoft, you want to do this Windows Phone 7. Hey, I have an Android phone, but yes, Windows Phone 7. So I don't know if Sony's making or other companies, even Motorola, are making Android phones. But yes, at least why don't I have a Zoom or you know made by Sharp International Marketing? But you know this is just you could watch movies in this Zoom, but you know if you like develop or a Zoom developed by Sharp OLED made by Sharp and make it international marketing, maybe a higher, you know, more sophisticated, all in other words with all the marbles and market internationally, then it will be a pretty big hit. You know, it might be made by Sharp, but it's a Zune distributed by Microsoft. But you know, this one's a Toshiba, and some people that got the Gigabyte 30. Hey, you have it. This was derived from the Gigabyte 30, but you know, different software. Only thing is, the the Zune software still exists, but people at Microsoft has to kill the Zune. Yeah, and then even though, let's just not talk about Apple butting in video games, right? This is like, yeah, Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 is by Sony, and they say that, they say just a little bit of brief of video game. They say that Nintendo might just develop a new console. You know what? This is better off, and this goes to Nintendo. Yeah, and guess what? Nintendo, if you wanna just don't end up competing with USPCC, if you wanna compete with Microsoft, I give you the I'll give you the best bet in the video game division. Develop the game console by Apple, and then the Xbox 360 will be like the Atari back in the 1980s. You see? I think it was a better move. But and when they're doing is this, why freaking Microsoft has killed the Zune, alright? If there's any Zune competitor, I I bet ya. Here I think it's, I don't know, could be Sansa or some other company. Outside the US, I bet Sony has ruled, the Walkman rules, but this time has no tape. This time it's just an MP3 player. See you later, guys. But if they have a Sony Walkman with more gigs than this, they sell it outside the US. Outside the US, of course. See you later, dudes, and probably next time the Universal Man 002 channel, I'll vlog on my trip. Thank you.